So that's
Yeah, you
putting
can.
us at,
If you can mix them, yeah.
We're still at 5.
Pine Straw too,
So
though.
whenever you're ready.
And now, cause my son was
What you been
complaining,
doing
we
with all this COVID
break
mess?
up pine straw.
Yeah, get yourself good.
All right, we'll call this meeting to order of the Rapides Parish Library Board of Control. First thing is say the pledge.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a moment of silence. First on the agenda is the solicitation of public comments. I don't see anybody here from the public, so let's move forward to the approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to
I'll
approve?
move that, we approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Ayes have it. Next, are there any board member reports? Okay. So now we need to get approval of the April minutes. Does anybody have any questions about the April minutes?
I'll move that we approve the April minutes.
And I'll second it.
Okay, been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? April minutes have been approved. Next is the financial report with Stacy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so I'm going to catch you up on a few things. We have come to a satisfactory conclusion on the correction of E-rate for last year. So now all companies should be sending us some credits here in the next 2 months. So we will see a big credit on the next reports. And that would be AT&T with 2 different accounts and CenturyLink with an account. We also managed to get AT&T to investigate their billing on one of the E-rate stuff because they were overcharging us. And so after much ado, we have a $16,000 credit coming. We did continue with that upgrade of the software system. And slowly but surely, we are getting everything cleaned up and we're starting to see some improvement in that system. And I'm very happy with them so far. We are almost through with the audit. We have one final thing to finish with the banking, which we are working on, Celise and I. Once that's done, we should start hearing some drafts and stuff from Lee. So we look to be doing really well. And I'm very happy about that as well. Almost all of our CD information has been updated, and all the banking information has been updated so that Celise and I are now on the accounts and can make some decisions once the board approves everything when they start cycling through. So little by little, we are getting all this under control. So after all that, we can jump on over to the report. We're going to look real quick at the operating statement. If you'll notice, right now we actually have received a little more on the ad valorem taxes than we were expecting. So we have just a little bit of wiggle room. But again, I'm looking at refunds every month to send back to them because of changes in some of the property. We got a little bit of our state revenue sharing coming in, so we're slowly but surely getting to our budgeted amount. Other than that, our revenue has been just the basic. So we pretty much got our revenue unless some grants come up. All right, so for our operating statement, if you look through the expenses just really quick, they're basic billings for our monthly stuff. We are slowly getting more of the bills in a little quicker with the mail, so we're seeing an improvement there, which I'm happy about because that means we get them off our books. Now, you'll see a credit there under account 4160 was the insurance. We did manage to get some of our money back from paying police jury for an insurance that they didn't do. So you'll see that credit there. And then 4185, we did spend $15,000 on fixing one of the AC units. It was something that actually needed to be done, and we are maybe looking at fixing and repairing a second one. So you'll see a little bit there, but we are still under budget for the moment, so we're okay there. And if you go to page 2, you'll see down there the voice information. That's our basic monthly fees right now. And to help y'all understand just a little bit easier, I went ahead and included a new project sheet for you to see the breakdown of what we're paying for our voice project and how we're trying to maintain our budget. We're trying to keep the numbers within, and they're looking about normal still, which I'm amazed at because of all the pandemic shortages on supplies and stuff. So I'm happy that we're moving along with this. Apparently the balance sheet on mine was a little further back than y'all's. So the balance sheet, there's nothing really new. It all pretty much is running about the same. We do have payables that get paid the following month, so you'll see that cycle around. And our fund balance is just about normal. So if anybody has any questions.
What about the voice project where we were, going to have a certain period of time to be able to move out? Did we ever get that decided on?
We actually went through the contracts, and Boyce is actually the building itself that we were looking at. We actually are paying rent on that with somebody different than the one who's had the lot next door that we were using for our portable. And that means we don't have to worry about anything with moving out or anything like that. So right now our contract extends into next year.
Oh, well, good.
So we're covered.
That worked out well.
And the rent lot, the gentleman sold the lot and the building next door that we're using. But the town of Boyce has sent us the contract this week. So we are going to jump back in and rent it from them until such time as we leave. So we are in good hands.
That worked out. Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Concerned about the overcharges, where we're getting some money back.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, there were 2 places.
Well,
One was the telecom.
we're talking E-rate.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. That was the contract on our internet
okay,
and our wide area network and our connections with McDonald under the other company. Now, AT&T, somewhere along the way, increased our rate outside of our contract. And when I started looking back at the contracts, we're trying to fix this E-rate stuff, I noticed they were overbilling us. And so I argued quite a bit with them and made them backtrack the bills all the way through 2019.
you're on top of it. We
Oh,
love
yes.
it, yes.
Yes.
Now, since Suddenlink has the telephone service now,
Suddenly, we only have,
internet,
no,
we got AT&T.
AT&T has our internet and our phone lines. CenturyLink has our part connection of internet out at McDonald's because of some territory
Yeah.
issues. But Suddenlink only has our cable here at Westside.
Okay, I have there, well, we have all of it, but it's a mess most of the time. But the phone service is cheap. Now, I don't know, and we do have problems occasionally, but it is bargain, but I don't know that you want to go to it being a bargain and sometimes not working.
Oh, that's okay,
Because when the power goes out, everything may go out.
we did go back and look at the bidding process for internet, and they still are the better. And because we're under contract for 2 years, I can't put out a bid until next year for the next E-rate.
Okay.
And I've already put the information out this year to the government, and they sent me a request this week to see the billings. So that'll get done. And then Kendra and I sat and untangled all the phone lines and found quite a number of our phone lines that we're paying are old dial-up lines that nobody's using. So those will be taken care of here in the next couple months as well. So
You ladies are sharp.
I don't like having bills come in and not knowing what they are.
Well, we got the right person in there, that's good.
Thank you.
That's really nice to hear.
Any other questions? Any other comments? I guess we're good then.
We need to get an approval of the financial report.
I'll move that we accept it. Accept the financial report.
I second it again.
I
All in
appreciate it,
favor?
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it has been approved. Next up is the director's report.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. I think most of what I'm going to be reporting is already in the report that you received via email. We are preparing, and some of these things are also going to be brought up at other people's notes today, so I'm just going to give you the overview. The library is partnering this summer with the zoo for our Tales and Tales summer reading program.
I'm just laughing about the raccoon, so.
Well, the unofficial kickoff event was me presenting a library card to the Ambassador Possums, Champ and Ivy. There are pictures of that at the top of your page, and those have been widely circulated and got quite a few comments. We also had Michelle Riggs-Waller, who is our Friends president, who presented enrichment toys and books for their education center on behalf of the Friends to the baby otter family. The family just expanded from 2 to 5, so they had 3 babies, so they gave books from the Friends, and those are now going to be marked as Friends of the Rapides Parish Library donation to the education center, and will be in perpetuity in their education center, which is really nice. We partnered to do lots of story times during the summer, and I think the ladies are going to tell you a little more about that. They're going to be reading and doing recorded readings in front of the various animal cages, and then the education curator there, Katie Hirsch, is going to be delivering information about the animals that they are reading stories about. So it's going to be fun and educational. We also have been partnering with some local businesses, and in years past, I know that we've discussed this before, in years past we've received donations of prizes, and businesses, local businesses in particular, have really stepped up. Well, given the last year and what our community has been through with the multiple hurricanes, the pandemic, and the detrimental forces that worked against our local business owners, we decided that where possible we would be purchasing our large prizes and our gift cards from local businesses where we're able. So that has been going over really well. We've been getting those, been supporting the local nurseries, the coffee shops, restaurants, the arcade in Pineville. We've been doing a lot of supportive activities with them. So that has been going over well, and we're continuing to do that. We have our upcoming Friends of the Library book sale that will be here next week. So if you have some money to burn, come on by. It is going to be $10 for an all-you-can-fill bag, and the bags, Lene can tell you this because she and I both fell in love with them, I think, whenever they arrived. They're very nice, very durable tote bags, and for $10 you purchase one and can fill it for free once you've bought the bag. And it's one fill per bag, so if you want to buy multiple bags, or if you want to go back to your car, unload it, and come back, it's another $10. Yes, so $10 per fill. Also, Tara, if you wouldn't mind holding up the shirt that is on that table, the Friends of the Library will also be selling t-shirts. This is something that Michelle and I designed. You can show them the back, please. Very nice, Vanna White style. Those are a little retro-looking t-shirt, a style that's very popular right now with the Totally Booked. And we are going to be selling those, or the Friends is going to be selling those for $15 a piece as part of their fundraiser as well. That's something new for this year. Currently, we have evaluation and repairs of some roof issues that are going on at several branches. We have gotten those repairs done, and we're also working on doing some repairs to windows. There's a window here that has a small BB hole that's been there for a while, and we're looking at trying to get that replaced. There are windows, or a window set at Martin that has a large crack in it that is going to be replaced. So we've worked with someone and found a decently priced insured repairman who will come out and replace the glass at those branches and get that fixed up. We are also looking at the roofs. We thought that one of them had a more significant issue than it did. It was actually just condensation from the AC, which was a nice surprise. But we do have a couple of roof issues that have apparently, from everything that I've seen, been in existence since shortly after the projects were completed. And so I'm trying to track down some subcontractors to see about getting those mended for anything that may be still under some type of warranty. So we're looking into that right now. The Boyce project is coming along well. The interior is being finished out. We have drywall up. A lot of the painting is done. The windows, of course, have all been placed. We met with a representative from Library Interiors and discussed the possibilities of mobile shelving. Mobile shelving is library shelves that has casters. They have casters on the bottom, and they have breaks on opposing corners so that they can easily be rearranged. So if Lene and I decide, hey, we'd really like to see this arrangement of shelves, or say there's an emergency situation where we need to move shelves out, if we're going to be using it as a facility for people to stay in for a while or something, if something happens and situations change, we can always easily move that shelving. It would go from being a huge multi-day project that would require jacks and removing things from the shelves, and to a basically we could wrap it and unhook them from the brake, undo the brake, and easily move them with just a couple of people. So that is a greater expense. So we're not completely sold on it, but we did look at the option, and it's something we're considering. We are also in the process of ordering the other furniture that's going to be in there. We're still tentatively looking at a late August opening date, if all goes well. The rain, of course, did slow things down a bit. There's a little bit of a delay caused by the supply chain issues, but thankfully we had locked in a lot of these contracts already, and the furniture contract we're going in is the furniture contract through Jefferson Parish that was already in existence. We're just piggybacking, so thankfully our pocketbooks are not going to be as hard hit by those increases in material costs and the supply chain issues. And then we also got some very good news. On May 7th, I was alerted that we would be receiving approximately $47,000 from the American Rescue Plan Act. As you'll recall, we received approximately $6,000 from the CARES Act, and that was what we used to purchase our hotspots, and then we used it to pay for the contracts for the hotspots. We are currently polling our branches and seeing what else needed. Some of the options that we've looked at and we're considering are getting tables that are touch screen tables for children in the children's area at one of the branches, possibly a gaming device for one of the branches, and then the large ticket items that we're looking at aside from the hotspots and hotspot contracts are outdoor picnic tables that serve as solar powered charging stations. What they have, large solar panels on the top and a large column in the center, and in that column in the center there are USB and regular plug-in ports where people can charge their devices. So those are the things that we're looking at and we're considering. Lene is getting feedback from the branch managers and we're looking at options. Those are more expensive, so we would only be able to get a couple of those initially. But as we go forward in the coming years, if we see they work well and they're popular, it's something we could also consider writing into our budget whenever we're able. Then we also have a couple of things that are not included on your sheet. The first of which is the RPL Leads Book Club. It's just something I want to tell you about really quickly. Our admin team, as of today, each received a copy of Leaders Eat Last. And we are going to be reading it. Lene is very excited. We are going to be reading it together over the remainder of the year. And it is a seminal work regarding servant leadership and the leadership qualities you should possess if you want to make a positive change in your organization, to build trust and to be effective leaders that people respect and will follow and will look to as an example. So it's a really great book, and we're going to be reading it together, and I'm going to be rereading it. It's one of my favorite professional development items. So we're going to be reading that together, the entire admin team, and then talking about it, because we are now reinstituting our monthly admin team meetings. We had stopped having those, and we're just communicating in smaller groups and via email, but now most of us have been vaccinated, and so we're going to be resuming our in-person. And then final thing that I have for you all, and I think Lene may touch on this, but I'm not sure, because this was earlier today and she's shaking her head no, so I'm going to say it's no. But we talked to Mr. Ben Peterson with the Interfaith Council, and we are looking to partner with them to create vaccine sites at some of the rural library branches. Because we have the opportunity to have it, and they take care of everything. They do all of the organization of it, the strategizing of getting the National Guard in, who are very well trained now at this point, and they take care of all the preparation. They provide advertisement for us, and we just provide a location, and then we help them dispense the advertisements to the community. They send out people into the communities who are from the communities. So this is also going to create a few jobs, short-term jobs, but still a few jobs in our rural communities for people to go out and to canvass and to talk about the getting vaccinated and all the information that we have so far for the vaccines. Then they will be setting up these areas, and that's going to be coming in the next couple weeks, and they're going to get that settled and help us to distribute the information. So, with all of that said, anybody have any questions? Comments, concerns?
I got the animals mixed up. Not a lot of buildings, so.
They were very friendly.
No, possums and raccoons. But that's because I had a long conversation with somebody about raccoons and how dangerous they can be.
Oh, yes, they can be.
Mm.
Possums, on the other hand, are actually quite friendly, and they don't carry rabies.
Oh.
They don't carry rabies, and they eat a large number of ticks and fleas. So if you see a possum, as long as it's not bothering anything, leave it alone, because they're very good for the environment.
Good to know.
These are all things that I've learned. So, anything else? Other questions?
Will you be reading to the otters?
Oh, I wish. But no, they were too young. They're still staying in the enclosure with their mother. I think when we went, they said in 3 to 4 weeks. Is that correct, ladies? Did they say 3 to 4 weeks until they would be put into the public view?
I think so.
I think that's what they said, and that was, what, 2 weeks ago?
Right.
So soon.
So
Soon
they're
they
not
should
in
be.
the water, they're...
Right, they're in I think, like a holding tank in the
Okay.
back, in the zoo hospital area.
Okay.
Still bonding with the mother and seeing if they're swimming. And because apparently otters, this is something else I learned, otters are very intensive teachers, And to teach their children how to swim, they throw them into the water. So that's usually what happens. That they will throw them in and dump them in the water. So, yep, sink or swim.
So that means in a few weeks, in human years, they'll be through kindergarten, then they can start being read to.
Yes, exactly. They're not quite ready for that yet. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other non-animal related questions? You all definitely should if you have the opportunity to visit the zoo. They've done a nice job of rehabbing and fixing everything after the storm.
Our bunch from Country Day had a field trip over there for the 7th graders, and my grandson did not want to go. He was just totally not going. He had a ball. He had the best time. They thoroughly came back just yakking. I said, see, sometimes mother making you go is the best thing for you.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Direct Services Report.
Good evening or good afternoon, everyone. First up, I would like to present to the board Sophia Pierre-Lewis, who is our new branch manager in LeCount at the Johnson branch. And Suzanne had an emergency, who was going to be here also. She's the new branch manager at Martin Library. So Suzanne used to be at Johnson, and she was promoted to the Martin Library. And Sophia was at Maine as assistant manager, and she's now our branch manager in Johnson. So we welcome her. And the other thing I have, just to highlight for the first time this year, all of the managers and assistant manager met on Friday here at Westside. So it was a 4-hour impactful meeting just to kind of get back in the norm of being with each other and giving directions for where we're going to go for the rest of the year. So I think everyone enjoyed it. From what they tell me, they did. And so we're looking forward to hopefully doing it again in the fall, provided that things can stay as they are. And that's all I have for direct services.
Anybody, any questions or comments? All right, we'll move on. The next is the human resources. I see Jackie's not here, so, okay, so nothing there. Then outreach and youth services with Tammy.
I'm just going to talk a minute, and then I'm going to hand it over to Carla because she's going to talk about summer reading and the Temple Grandin event. But we're really excited. We've gotten a lot of phone calls about participation with the school board, who are going to have summer camps. The Treehouse Museum's going to have summer camps. We're really excited to get back out there and do things. It's been so long since we've been able to do those kinds of things. So we'll be doing that, especially with the school board. That's going to be a really good thing. We're going to use our library ambassadors. We're meeting next month to find out the details. So we're really glad to do that. Also, the city of Alexandria, some poor man called Carla the other day. The person who normally does the programming for the city has taken another job out of state. So some man just got thrown into it, and I think he was almost in tears, trying to figure out what to do with all these kids this summer at these locations. So Carla offered to help him out and give him some guidance, because we have participated in that in the past. So we'll be doing that too. Also, something that we've never done before that I'm really excited about is we're going to be working with STAR. It's sexual trauma and awareness and recovery. It's teenagers who have been through some kind of trauma, and they have a camp this summer. There's a place on Metro Drive where they get counseling and things like that. So Carla and I are going to go out there and book talk some of the teen lyric books. And so we're really excited about that. And I'm going to hand it over to Carla because she's going to talk about some of our really good stuff.
Yes, I have to tell you, the man at the city, it was so funny. And let's start, he said his name 3 times, and when I don't understand it the 3rd time, I let it go because I feel rude asking again, so I don't know his name. But he's had the calendar handed to him of this is what the camp happens every day, but he had no details. So he was like, y'all are down for a day for something called Literacy Blast. I was like, we will make something happen called Literacy Blast. Bless his heart. He seems so overwhelmed. So we're having a Literacy Blast at their camp this summer. We still don't know what it is, but it's going to be awesome. So yes, summer reading. The dates for that are June 1st through July 31st. We do have, again, another virtual summer. We're still not ready to have 200 kids packed in a room yet watching Harvey Rabbit. I know people will be a little disappointed, but for safety, it's the way we need to go this summer. It's not as virtual in that people can come in the branch, check out their books. They can come to the front desk, have the front desk log their books like they have in the past. So that's in person, but the actual programs will all be virtual. I won't talk you through every date of everything because it's a little overwhelming, but children win prizes. The more they read, the more prizes they win. For teens, they prefer a little bit of a better prize. Teens don't want to read for an animal hat or sunglasses necessarily. So for their reading, they get entered in drawings every week to win things like a gift card to, like Celie said, all local places. So the local arcade, the local escape room, the local coffee shop. So every week they read 4 hours, they get entered to win those prizes. And then adults also get entered to win a big basket at the end of the summer that's full of things from local vendors and shops. We're excited. There's there's things from Southern Chic and Terra Home and different people who make salsas and things. It's a basket of all kinds of local goodies that we're excited about. So that's the reading portion. There will be shows throughout the summer. Some of our favorites are coming back. Lady Chops, who's the drummer. Rosa Matuire is doing storytelling. We have a magician, David LaBeouf, Harvey Rabbit and Friends, who do puppets. We also have virtual grab and goes, so they come and get their little bag for the summer of all the craft supplies they need, and then there are all through the summer YouTube tutorials of here's the craft we're making today, so they have all the things they need to participate all summer in those grab and go activities. So that's summer reading in a really quick nutshell. Does anybody have questions about summer reading or how it works? Or I can also forward this little flyer to everyone if they want to see it. This is the little half sheet. It's a full sheet right now, but it will be in a half sheet form. Just in case you want the information, I can email that to everyone. All right. And the zoo story times, we were going to touch on that. They're going to be so cute. I can't wait to see them. We had different locations at the zoo where we read stories, and we tried to make we chose a book that was related to what the zookeeper or the zoo education director spoke about. So if we read a book about bears, we kind of read it in front of the bears, and then she gave us some bear information and facts. There was one that we did, which was so cool, in the hospital part of the zoo, which I guess I knew there was a vet hospital, but I'd never seen it or thought about it really, and it was neat. So we got to see kind of the behind the scenes. And there was a book about what zookeepers do. So there will be a series of those all summer, and I can't wait to see. I've seen the bits and pieces get filmed, but I can't wait to see the finished products. And Temple Grandin. So this is actually really happening now, and I'm so excited. So if you're not familiar with Dr. Temple Grandin, she is a world famous speaker. She is on the autism spectrum. She's also an expert in the agricultural cattle field. So we are partnering with the Cattlemen's Association to bring her here. So on July 16th, she will be here. Our portion of the program will be in the morning at 10 a.m. We haven't even announced that part yet, but y'all get to know the details. So at 10 a.m., it will be held at the Lagniappe Event Center, which is right down here, the old Gigi's, if you know what that is. That's the building. But it's a fantastic event center now that has plenty of parking, and it's well located. So she will be there. The first 45 minutes is her presentation, the way I see it, a personal look at autism and Asperger's. Then she will do a portion of question and answer with the group. And we were checking, she was going to sell her books and sign them at the end. With COVID, I'm not positive if that's still happening. I've got to get confirmation from her agency on that. But that will be our portion. We have now sent out a save the date to the school board, everyone in special education. It's gone on Facebook and gotten a lot of views. People are really excited. Soon sign up will happen. We were a little concerned because it's free that people tend to just sign up and take a spot and, hey, if I don't come, I don't come. And so many people want to come to this. We sent out a save the date, and about 4 to 6 weeks before is when we will let sign up go live. So we get the people that really want tickets to get tickets, because they're going to go quick. We will also notify you guys immediately, hey, it's going up today, so that you can snag a spot, because it's going to fill up. Her portion with the cattlemen, I don't have a ton of information about, but she will that evening do, it's like a dinner that they're having, and she'll do a presentation about agriculture. If you've never read any of her books, I mean, she's done so much. She created the equipment and the system that they use now to humanely slaughter cattle. I mean, she is like a giant in that field. She's amazing, and she's in her mid-70s now, so I don't know how much longer she's going to be going around and presenting, so I'm so excited to get to have her. Yes.
You said the 16th?
Yes.
The paper says, this paper says.
Yeah, the green paper is incorrect. I'm sorry, but y'all are the only people that saw this. Yes. So I'm so sorry, that is incorrect.
The 16th?
It's the 16th, yes.
10 o'clock, and I'm sorry, I didn't get the location.
At the Lanyap Theater Event Center, right here, the old Gigi's. I don't know the address off the top of my head, but it's right here on 28 West.
What is GG's?
That's what used to be in that building.
Track bedding before that.
But that's what was in the building before. But now it's Lanyap
And
Theaters.
what's the time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
That's where Vandenberg Drive starts.
I know now when she said
Right.
off-track bedding. I mean,
Okay.
I remember that.
But now it's a theater, and it is gorgeous on the inside. Wonderful, facility. That's just the only way I knew to describe it to people.
I have the address. It's
Okay.
7521 Coliseum Boulevard.
Okay.
Is the address.
But yes, the minute this went up, I mean, people have been sharing it. I had someone, excitedly blow up my phone for an hour about, people they can't wait, particularly people in the education field, people who have a child with autism spectrum disorder, parents. I mean, I've had people from out of state when can we sign up? It's going to be a big event, so we're very excited.
What's the seating capacity there?
Yeah, so we could have gone up to say 600 or so, but because of COVID, we don't want to be that packed. We're going to see how the sign up goes early on. 500, I think, is where we're going to cap it, just because I don't want to be so tight with COVID. I think we're going to, and he has chairs for 350. We're going to bring in more chairs, but I know we're going to pass that 350 in a hurry. So I think 500 is where we're going to cap that.
Well, no, how is it going to be like for the told to the community? Like, I know a lot of people with autistic children that were very interested last year when we thought she was
Right.
coming. So how's it going to get out there that they'll see it?
Sure. So it's been on our social media and also emailed to community people who would want that. So like I said, to people at the school board and the special education with J.B. Lafargue, the Cabrini Pediatric Therapy, they've emailed it out to everyone that they have. They've emailed it out to Buddy Camp. So all the different groups that tend to work with people on the autism spectrum, we're sending it out to them, and they've all gotten to say the date at this point. They're excited. As soon as it goes live, they'll get that as well.
Will you be able to video her presentation and then have copies available, for example, at showings at the branches? Or I'm sure the educational folks would like to have something.
I can check with her agency, but I'm going to doubt that because I don't think she wants that. I mean, she charges for this. I don't think she wants it out on the interwebs or for everyone to just grab for free. So I can check with the agency, but I don't think they're going to allow us to film
No,
it.
I didn't mean for free. I assumed she would require some type of compensation.
Well, yeah, and we are compensating just for the presentation
No,
itself.
but I mean to be able to
Right.
video. I thought perhaps there
Sure.
would be some compensation for that. But you're right, you have to have permission.
Right.
So-
I can check with the agency about that, though.
She has some of her videos on YouTube.
Right.
You can see some. She only has a set amount of things that she speaks about. It's pretty set, and those are on YouTube already. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm not sure if that would be something that.
Can
Yeah.
she be contacted?
It never hurts to
through
ask.
YouTube? Can she be contacted through YouTube? Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
Can she be? I'm sorry, what?
Contacted, you said through her association. So do you mean the Louisiana Cattlemen's?
No. She works through an agency.
What's
It's
the name of the, do you know?
I can't remember the name. It's one of those agencies that books famous people, honestly. Like one of those agents that books, celebrities, basically. I do have the contract and information.
Okay, I would like,
Off the top of my head, I don't have
I mean,
it.
if you have it, I would.
Sure, yeah, I can get it right out.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yes. Are there any other questions? All right, thanks.
Thank you. And next up is, because we don't have an IT report, so next is Jennifer with Public Relations.
Good afternoon. Miss Betty Breimer on social media didn't get to see this t-shirt, so I promised her that I would show her the Friends of the Library t-shirt.
And back. And the back.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Betty. Here's the back with the Friends logo. Okay. So, I've been working on all the things you've been hearing about for the entire meeting. We're really excited about the book sale and Temple Grandin and summer reading program. To answer further about Temple Grandin, we have sent out a save the date on social media. It's seen a really good response. So far, I think almost 4,000 people have, seen it. But I do plan to do more, like place it on our website and have it on our digital signs and have flyers and everything. And I'm sure Carla will go on Good Day Sinlaw and talk about Temple Grandin for us. So I've been really busy working on all of that. And then for social media, we gained 150 followers. And I'm just really excited about our Google My Business because I just got a text on my phone or a notification on my phone today saying that 7,000 people in the community have looked at one of our Google business listings, and that's helping them call the branch, visit the branch, get the information they need about Rapides Parish Library, and to get the resources they need. So that makes me very happy. You'll see here that book sale information is on the front, so please come to our book sale. And then, of course, Temple Grandin on the back with a list of our media appearances for the past month. Does anybody have any questions for me? No? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is old business. And I would like to point out something. The bookmobile is at the farmer's market on Jackson Street today. They've set up just before I came here. They're already getting some children. And the lady that runs the farmer's market at Cabrini Church on Saturdays, she's at this market also. And she said on Saturday it was fantastic. All sorts of kids were there. They did a lot of really neat stuff, made little bumblebees. So it went really well. So if any of y'all after the meeting want to head that way, we'll just see. And if it's not raining, there should be a nice little crowd there.
Londa and the crew are doing a really nice job with that.
And they were very excited. I mean, and the farmers market people were very excited because there's always kids coming through with their parents after school, and it's just natural to be there. So, okay. So, any old business? Okay, we'll go to the new business. Are you going to handle that, or?
Yes, I can handle that. We are going to, if you all would move to forward the first item for the new business to next month, but Ms. Arrington is not here, so if you all would like to move that to next month's old business.
Okay. And also, what about,
Ms. Lana's here.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we need to get a motion to move item A under new business to next month.
So moved.
Can we get a second? Okay, it's moved and second. All in favor of moving June's reappointment till next month? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next up is Part B.
Yes, Part B is the reappointment of Miss Lana Havens. And Tara, would you like to go over to Miss Havens so that she can have her oath. Are you all able to turn the camera so that you can do it there? That way she doesn't have to walk up, is that? Yes, please. Tara is our notary, so she is going to be giving you your oath.
I, Lana Havens,
I, Lana Havens,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws
that I will support the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of this state,
and the Constitution and laws of this state,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent upon me
and perform all the duties incumbent upon me
as Rapides Parish Library Board of Control Member District H.
as Rapides Parish Board of Control District H, okay?
According to the best of my ability
According to the best of my ability
and understanding, so help me God.
and understanding, so help me God. Thank you.
If I could get you to sign right there.
Just go ahead and put the check in the bank, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And you sign these too? I have another spot for you here.
Right here.
And we have 2 copies I need you to sign. Beautiful handwriting. Here. It's the same exact. And down here. Celeste, did you want your copy signed?
Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Ms. Lana, for agreeing to reappoint today.
You have the copy.
Oh.
You took a copy.
Yes, I do. We're fine. That's just the spare copy. I thought you meant the other one.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
No, we have 2.
And next up, we have the display case policy renewal.
Yes, all right. If you will all look in your packet at the dark ivory colored page, it is our display case policy. Currently, there was no need to make any edits that I could see, but I'm open for advisement if any of you see any changes that might need to be made. This is a policy that's been in existence since 2009, but it's still functional. And if there are no changes recommended, we can go forward with you all just re-adopting it.
Does anybody have any questions or comments about the display case policy? Okay. Hearing none, we can go ahead and if I can get a motion to approve the display case policy renewal.
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay, we moved and seconded.
Glad
Bob.
we came today. This is all our fault.
Y'all been missing me, huh?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor of renewing the display case policy? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's been approved. Next, we go to the display or distribution of non-library materials policy renewal. That's a
Yes.
mouthful.
So this too is an older policy that is still perfectly functional and in line with our other existing policies. I don't see any cause for change. Each of these today actually are in that category. But if you see or recommend any edits, please let me know.
Any questions or comments about the non-library materials policy? Okay, we can entertain a motion to approve the renewal of the display or distribution of non-library materials policy.
I'll move. We need to go on with this.
And I'll
I tell you.
second.
Move to second. Okay, all in favor of renewing the display or distribution policy? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, it's been approved. And the last one is the wireless access policy renewal.
All right, so this one, it's a little, it could use some updating, but as of right now, it gives the basics and it's still in play. That hopefully in the next couple of years, once we're able to get that new contract that Stacy was mentioning, we're looking to expand our Wi-Fi. But this will come up at the same time. We will hopefully be planning for that. So we can go ahead and get this approved for now, and then hopefully whenever it comes up again, we will have some updated improvements. So.
So right now, it's doing fine, and nothing needs to be
Right.
changed at this moment.
Right.
All right, any comments or questions about the wireless access policy? Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the renewal of the wire access policy?
I'll move that we accept the wireless access policy, or as is.
Not surprised, I'll say.
That's how it goes.
Been moved to second, all in favor of renewing the wireless access policy? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it has been approved. Any other questions or comments about anything before we break? Okay. The next meeting will be June the 15th, here again at the West Side. This meeting is now adjourned. All of you.
Thank you, Karen.